Hey guys, welcome to I don't know. It's my birthday today. Happy birthday to me. I like to film a video on my birthday. It's kind of become a tradition of mine. Last year, I had just moved into the house and I was waiting for furniture to arrive. I think the year before that, I had just cut off my perm. It was very traumatic. And I was talking about plans for the future. I would love to sit here and talk to you about what's been going on, plans for the future, show some of the stuff that we've done to the house and all kinds of other stuff that's been happening. I got married, by the way. But I'm not going to. I'm going to talk to you about my experience at an online perfume school. The reason I want to do this today is because there's a new round of courses that's starting, like signing up process is happening, and it's starting very soon at the beginning of September. And I thought, if I'm going to do this, let's do it now. And then if you have any questions, you can ask me. If you want to sign up, there's still time. So let's get started. Now, this is not at all affiliated with, associated with, or this is not a sponsored video in any way. The instructor, Karen Gilbert, has no idea that I'm even filming this video unless she's watching me. I'm going to talk to you about why I signed up for this course, what I learned during the course, a little bit about the instructor, and some of my own tips if this is something that you want to do. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you might recall an April Fool's video that I did several years ago now for a fragrance called Dustiny. It was a fake commercial for a celebrity fragrance kind of thing. And that was the idea. Everybody and their uncle has a fragrance now. I thought it'd be hilarious if I had one. I think I'm such hot whatever that I need my own perfume. Because I don't know when to quit, I always thought that it would be fun to extend the joke even further and actually come out with Dustiny as a fragrance. Over the years, I would occasionally play around with different essential oil blends, but I was really kind of grasping at things in the dark, not knowing what I was doing. And it became very clear very quickly that I needed some kind of education, even if I was just going to make this as a joke for fun. So I started trying to figure out if there were any places in the area where I could, even at the community center, is there a course that I could take for a weekend? I couldn't really find anything. I looked online. I found a couple schools that came with kits or study on your own books. I couldn't find any reviews of them. It was a lot of money to not be able to really talk to somebody, and I couldn't tell what was going on. I ended up stumbling on to Karen Gilbert. No, that sounds wrong. I found Karen Gilbert on YouTube. I watched some of her videos. I liked her personality. It's one of those moments, where you see somebody kind of when you watch me right now and you're I like this person. And so I looked at her website and I loved her approach and everything that we were going to be learning. I'll get into more of that as we go. So I signed up. I thought, you know what? Let's just do it. So what the course offers and what you can expect. If you go to onlineperfumeschool.com, it will sort of walk you through what the course is like and what you can see kind of the syllabus and what you can expect to learn. So I don't want to go into too much depth. I will say that you learn quite a bit, and it's everything from the science of smell and how we process odor biologically, which I found fascinating, to how we react to scents. Psychologically, I guess I'm trying to say, scent memory, all those kinds of things. You'll learn about your fragrance materials, the different types of them, like citrus, musk, all the different florals and what makes them, how to identify them. You'll learn about the types of completed fragrance, like fougere and oriental, and what makes those what they are. You'll learn how to test your materials and keep track of your results so that when you're constructing accords, you aren't just grasping at things in the dark. You'll learn a lot about accords and get started making them right away, which I really liked. And you'll even learn how to complete a final fragrance from those accords if you want to, and how to market and sell this fragrance that you've made, whether it's in an alcohol-based like eau de parfum or in body cream or body wash. That kind of comprehensive beginning to end, from inspiration, conception, through to how to build something, and then on to how to market it, and what are the safety sort of requirements that you need, and allergy kind of information. That comprehensive approach while actually working with material was one of the things that really kind of drew me into wanting to take the course. I really appreciate that you're creating while you are learning, because I think that you learn a lot more through practice than just reading about practice. Now, a bit about the instructor. If you have watched my videos before, my makeup videos, any educational videos that I've done, you'll know that I am a fan of not necessarily supplying the answer, but instead posing the questions that you should ask to get the answer yourself. I am a firm believer in giving someone the tools that they need to solve the problem rather than just giving them the answer, because when you run into another problem, if all you were given was the answer, you can't find your way out again. You just have to ask for the answer because no one ever gave you the tools. It's precisely why, if you've ever wondered, you do not see videos on my channel that say, these are the top 10 makeup brushes that everyone must own or that you have to buy. I don't believe in that. I get that they're popular, but that doesn't really teach you anything. And whenever anyone's asked me, what are the best makeup brushes? What makeup brushes do I need? My response is always a series of questions to get them to sort of find their own answer, because we all work differently. The instructor for this course, Karen Gilbert, is very much the same. I would say that if you like my videos, if you like my personality, you would probably like her quite a bit. There was sort of a running joke in this course that every time I asked her a question, her response would be, it depends, and a series of other questions for me to ask myself to find my answer. I never shared this with her, but one of the reasons that it was so funny to me is because that's been my answer for years when people ask me a question. It depends. And why don't you think about this? So it was interesting to get a taste of my own medicine, I should say, and a nice reminder. Now, tips for beginners. If this is something that you're interested in doing, like any form of study, you really get what you put into it. So my biggest recommendation is participate. There is a Facebook group that you can join when you sign up for the course. The instructor does live chats in this group that you can attend. Sign up for the Facebook group. Share your findings. Comment on what other people say. Ask questions. Join the chats. Ask questions. Be engaged. Even if you don't have a question to ask, show up for the chat anyway. At least once, I remember going to one of the chats and having absolutely no question in my mind at all. And 20 minutes into it, I'm the one that's asking the most because of what we've been talking about has sort of sparked something. And I had a whole bunch of questions to ask, and it was very, very helpful. So absolutely participate, be engaged, and join in the conversation. Now, before we wrap up, I'm going to show you some of the things that I had to get for the course, and also kind of my setup for testing, because I found it very helpful personally. Obviously, you need materials. What I did was just get samples from, and most of these are from Eden Botanicals online. If you get samples, you're not spending a lot of money, and since you are going to be diluting your material anyway, a little goes a long way. The vials that I got to put them in are little 2 ml vials, because I didn't need that much, that I then labeled with a little sticker. And I got these from just a lab company. Just look up 2 ml glass vials and you'll find them. Now, if you want to work with more like material, you can do that as well. You're going to need little pipette things. And I got these again from Eden Botanicals. It's a big pack of 500. I had some glass ones, but you really are going to be doing so much, like taking a little bit and a little bit and a little bit and blah, blah, blah. It's so much easier to just get disposable ones. You're going to need smelling strips, which are the little paper things. Now, these ones I did get from Karen Gilbert's website. The reason I did is because, if you can see, they have a nice little tip. And because I was working with 2 ml vials that were very small, I needed a little tip to be able to dip in there. Because you have all these different categories of materials and you're going to be testing them against one another and against each other until you get really familiar with them. What I did, and this was very helpful for me, was I just got an old sheet of glass. This was something I found at IKEA in like their discount area. It was just an old glass tabletop, and I made a grid with a permanent marker, and I could just put all of my oils or all my dilutions on here in their categories, and I could test them that way. If you have any questions at all, check the website out if it's something that you're interested in. And if you have a question, feel free to ask. Obviously, you can email the instructor as well. I think she'd be very helpful. I really, really enjoyed it. I think it was a lot of fun. I think that it really helped me learn a lot about fragrance. I am able now to identify components in a perfume that I might not have I've always missed before, and I've not liked how it sat on the skin, and I've ended up like returning stuff because I thought it was horrible. So even if it was just something for fun, just to help you learn a little bit more about fragrance, I think that it's definitely worth it. And absolutely, if you're making products, whether it's a perfume, essential oil blend, massage oil, body cream, moisturizer, shower gel, whatever, I think that these are very helpful, useful tools. So I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it if you want to. Completely unsponsored. Again, and of course, if you don't care, then don't take it. Don't take it if you don't have an interest in fragrance. That would be silly. Yeah, that's it. So thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. This was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I got to talk about this. And I'm done. So happy birthday to me. If you have any questions, again, leave them in the comment section. I'll do my best to get back to you. Until I see you next time, please remember, take care and drive safe.